Hello and welcome to 365 Days of Healing. Today's topic are role models and what role models mean for us, whether they be good role models or bad role models. I suppose bad role models isn't really what a role model is about. However, people that have had negative influence in our lives may have imparted some roles that we then have attached to and use as our own, but may not serve us well. So they're sort of a role model. But firstly, I really wanted to talk about the positive role models in our life. So we'll break it all down into physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and the role models that you have come across that you resonate with and that you align with, or that you have a vision about what you would like to work towards, the changes in your life if your life is not as you need it to be or want it to be, and who may be a role model for you to assist you on that journey towards becoming all that you can be and all that you align to. So our greatest role models, of course, are our mum and dad. They are there for good or bad or all the in-betweens as well, and help to impart the things that we often think and feel in our early life. So that can be parts of it will be good for us, parts of it won't be so good for us because it doesn't serve or align to who we really are. Or it may be just the way you need and want to be, and it's a perfect role model. Or it may be things that you've looked at and thought, no, I want something different from my life. Role models are good because they allow us to see that we can achieve what we set our mind to. If we have a role model that is aligned to our physical belief of what we want physically, then we may look at that person and go, yes, that's what I would like to attain. Now, that's different to what societal norms are. And I'll say that again, it's not what we're sold through the media, although they can become our role models, and very often to our detriment. It is often what leads to sort of a dysmorphic understanding of the way we look and feel about the way we look. Or we can take on a role model that is somebody that is full of the joy of living. It shows on their face. Their story is on their face through the lines that are there. They don't look like they've been through a wind tunnel because physically they accept the changes that come with time. But the healthier the intake of foods and the intake of fresh air, fresh water, sunshine in balance gives us a glow of health. And that's often what we aspire to do. We look healthy and well and glowing with the joy of living. So for each of us, there is a different template of what that physical uh, epitome is for us. But don't get too tied up on that, because aligned to the way you look physically is also then the way you think mentally. And the way you think, your thoughts actually feedback. There's a feedback system, and that shows on here and in our physical makeup. We are what we eat. Number one, we are what we think, and we are what we do and what we attach our energies to. So if we look at somebody that then we look at mentally and we aspire to be attuned to what we might see as a role model mentally, it could be somebody that achieves and through their schooling at university or just life lessons. And that is a mental pursuit as well, because we have the ability then to analyze what we want in our world or what we don't want in our world, and we can look to somebody that becomes a role model for us in that way. So that's a valuable one as well, because that then feeds back to our physical makeup as well. And then we go to the emotional role models. If we are looking at people that are what we call victims, where victims think that everything outside of them is working against them, then they are caught in an energy system that does not feed their higher self. And again, that feedback system is there. It's always everybody else. It's not them. And I'll remind you that when you feel that victim come up, remember you are the central figure in the story. It is your story. And if you allow the energies of everybody else because of what they are to affect you and you respond to that in a negative way, it actually takes your power away from you. If you respond to it by going, yep, fine, that's what you are. I don't like it. I don't condone it. So I'm going to sort of remove myself from it and do something else. So again, if you've got a role model that can show you that you can step away from being attacked, or perceive that you are being attacked by everything outside of you and not taking full responsibility for what is happening in your world, then you are destined to either stay the victim, or if you look at a role model that can show you the way through it, to step away from it, to change your perception and see it as a learning device rather than something being done to you. It is a lesson. In other words, if you can find a role model that can show you that part of yourself, and aspire to that emotionally, then again you are in control, and energetically you are the central character in your own story. And you then are not pulling strings, but you then are making decisions around what and who you allow to draw that energy from you. All right, so those role models are very, very valuable, because otherwise we can just feel like life is being hard and harsh and mean to us. So if we then look at a role model that is a spiritual role model, or one that serves their higher self, and what that means, it means balancing the physical, the mental, the emotional, and then serving the soul self or the spiritual side of our nature, the highest self. If we look at role models that give us clues as to the way we can serve that part of ourselves, then those role models are very, very valuable for us. Now, the other side of that, so I want you to go away today and think about those people that you aspire to be like for all different reasons. And maybe there is one in your life that contains all of those things. They're very comfortable in their physicality. They're very astute mentally. They are in control and in charge and respond with positivity from their emotional self. And they are on that pathway to serving that highest part of themselves, which takes them and connects them very much to the universal consciousness. So, and that connection to universal consciousness is about being all-knowing. Not a know-it-all, but being all-knowing. All-knowing means that you trust that you will be given the advice on the way from things outside of yourself, and you listen to that part of yourself that is very attuned to the universal energies. There is a thing called entanglement, and because we broke from the source, we are all connected at some level. So, and we're all connected back to the source. So in other words, if we open that part of our understanding, we actually know everything that happened on the way from the point where it was just the source. But it is investigation, and it is finding the time to keep investigating. And role models help us, because we might read a biography, an autobiography about these people that are aspiring and have become what we feel we want to aspire and become ourselves. Now, the important thing is that we don't attach to those role models, because if we attach to the role models, we are not then on our own journey. They can teach us, they are there to show us and give us clues about the journey forward. But if we attach to them, we are destined to have them fall over. We are destined to be let down by them. They too are on the journey. All right. So it is our journey. It's not anybody else's journey. It is our journey towards understanding and awakening. Now, just before I go, one thing. You might be somebody else's role model. And so the more you aspire to being the best that you can be in any given moment, the more you are possibly showing other people that they too can aspire to be what they truly wish to be. That doesn't mean that we don't have days when we are feeling just and we don't really respond or get on with the pursuit of this aspiration that we have. And I've talked about that before, because sometimes we plateau, sometimes we stagnate, and that's all part of the journey too. But to be a really good role model for somebody else, it is to show yourself authentically and truthfully to the world, without any hidden agendas. And amazingly, you then can assist other people on the way. But as I say, don't attach to those role models, because they will let you down at some point. So, my friends, thank you for listening, and happy healing, happy investigations about what role models can serve you on your journey through this lifetime. Namaste, my friends.